Hello and welcome to Her Work Life Wellness Sessions. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Stephanie and I am a wellness coach who specializes in helping ambitious women prevent and overcome burnout so that they can start feeling excited not just about the work they're doing, but also about the life that they're creating. So I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about why ambitious women start to feel that burnout, why they're so exhausted, and how to fix it, how to overcome that. So I'm so excited to have you here. And we will be doing some interactive exercises. So make sure that you have a notebook, pens, and just something to write with so that you can begin to reflect and to engage with this session and to really leave with something that you can take with you for the rest of this week and going into next week. So if that's exciting, make sure that you stay tuned for not only this session, but other sessions that are going to be happening around this same time every Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time. So I'm so excited to have you here, and let's get into this video. So before we get started, I do want you to really get grounded with where you are right now and to slow down. I know that we have had a full day of work today. We have a lot of things that might be going on in our personal life, that might be going on in our own personal, in our own mind. So we do have to learn how to release those things. So what I want us to do is to take some deep breaths. So if you want to breathe in with me, we can breathe in for 4 seconds. Breathe into your nose and then release for 4 seconds with a deep exhale. And breathe in for another 4 seconds. And a deep exhale. One more time. Deep breath in, 4 seconds. And exhale. Already I feel relaxed. I don't know about you, but that helped me just be a little bit more calm and a little bit more level-headed. I'm so excited to jump into this conversation because this is a very important conversation if you're someone who struggles with burnout and you really struggle with having enough energy to do what you need to do. So what I want you to do is to rate your energy on a scale of 1 to 10. Are you feeling energized, or are you kind of feeling a little bit sluggish? Do you feel like there's a little bit more energy that you could have to do the things that you want to do? For me, I would say I would rate my energy on a 6 because, it is a little bit later in the day and I feel like I'm starting to, I started the day feeling really energetic and really excited, but now I'm kind of just like, I'm just kind of struggling a little bit, but I'm still feeling great, still feeling amazing. But, I think, we always have to be aware of how we're feeling and just feeling in tune with ourselves. So I do feel like I'm a 6 today, but that's typical for this day, at this point of the day. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Make sure that you comment how you're feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 10. One side being, you're barely keeping your eyes open, to 10, you are feeling energetic, you're so excited to jump into this conversation. So where are we at right now? I want to know. And I do want to know, where did you feel the most energized in your day? At what points, not only just today, but throughout the week? Where have you felt the most energized? Where have you felt the most drained? I think those areas are going to help propel you forward. So if we really think about the things that drained us, the things that have energized us, that is gonna point your attention towards what kinds of things do you need to focus more of your energy towards, and what kind of things do you need to leave behind and just focus your energy away from. So really think about that, reflect, and let me know where you're at right now. I think a lot of the time we just don't think about those things. So if you want to spend just a quick moment, think about that and let me know down below what you think on that. And where do you feel the most aligned? That's a question that I want you to take some time to think about. You know, when we're working and we're spending so much time towards someone else's dream, towards something that really has nothing to do with our aspirations, we can sometimes get lost on where we want to focus. What is the most important thing to us when it comes to our goals, our values, our aspirations? If you have felt aligned to something this week, what is something that you felt the most aligned to? Whether that be a project that you're thinking about, maybe it's a personal need, want, or goal that you have, or socially, have you been out and about and you really felt aligned to somebody? Did you feel connected to somebody that you came across this week? Take a moment to think about that as well, because those kind of things are going to direct the latter part of this conversation. It's going to help you see what kind of things you're directing your energy towards as well. So make sure you take a moment for that, think about it, and think about where you are right now. Those kinds of questions are really important, and I just want you to take a moment to think about that as well. So now that we've spent a little bit of time kind of going over those things, I want you to take a moment for yourself to just be open to receive this conversation and to be realistic with where you are in your work, in your social life, in your personal life. Where are you right now? And in this conversation, I want us to start with those 3 areas of our life. So when it comes to our work can be something that can overwhelm us. It can make us feel like we don't have control over our own life. A lot of us choose jobs that we're not necessarily proud about, we're not necessarily passionate about. We just feel overwhelmed with what we're doing at work, and we feel like there's no control, and that can really be very draining. When you feel like you're working a job that doesn't give you that control, doesn't give you the time you need for yourself, doesn't make you feel fulfilled, and it's actually taking away time that you could have been putting towards something that you really liked, that kind of effort that you put into jobs that you don't like can really drain you in the end, especially as women, because we naturally thrive off of activities that energize us emotionally. We're very emotional creatures. We really drive ourselves off of passion, fulfillment, and alignment. So when you're not in alignment with the goals, the work, and the pursuits that you care about, that kind of time waster can really make you feel drained. And I know in my own life, I've spent time in retail, I've had campus jobs when I was in college. I felt really drained, especially when I would be working at jobs, not not just jobs where I felt like I wasn't in alignment with what I wanted to do, but also jobs where I'm just sitting there and not being active, um, just not feeling like I'm moving in any direction that I want to move in. And those kind of jobs, not only they drain me, they don't really drain me physically, but mentally I feel like I'm wasting my time that I could have been serving others and doing work that really makes me feel happy with myself. I'm wasting time not doing those things and just sitting there not doing anything. Like, I've had a job where I was just sitting there for the most part, and if I had time, I could do things that fulfilled me, but there was just so much of doing work that was meaningless, empty, and I just felt drained kind of doing the same thing over and over again. That kind of job was like a paperwork based job where I'm printing paperwork and printing something that someone already designed. And I'm somebody that's very creative and very much driven by being able to bring things into the world. So I don't necessarily like jobs that are repetitive or that make me just feel like I'm copying and pasting something. That kind of work makes me just feel like I'm wasting time and makes me just not feel happy, not really feel like I'm contributing to anything. And so I would highly suggest you look at different areas of your life on when it comes to work. Like, what kind of work are you doing that feels very repetitive? What kind of work in your life feels meaningless, empty, and just a waste of time, not only for yourself but to the people you're serving? Even when I was making this and planning for this session, I'm just like, how can I make this the most helpful? How can I create something that feels engaging and that feels worthwhile? Because those kind of things are actually going to help people, rather than me just making content that's aesthetic, that's, while I do like doing that, it just feels like there's already so much content out there that's all about aesthetic, but it's not about actually helping people, and it has no substance to it. We can't do things that have no substance to them, because if we're not challenging ourselves, if we're not actually helping people, if we're not putting energy into what we're doing, in like authentic energy, not just shallow energy or just kind of lifeless energy, like that kind of stuff will truly drain you. And so finding work that is fulfilling, finding work that makes you feel like you're a part of something and makes you feel energized, inspired, motivated, those kinds of that kind of work is going to make you feel more energized. And it seems like it's counterintuitive or just like it's not actually going to work, but truly that kind of work it just brings you fulfillment and energizes you. Because in life, we have to spend our times doing, have to spend our times doing something. We have to do something with our life. Otherwise, there's no meaning, there's no energy, there's no motion happening in our life, and we're gonna feel stagnant, and that's gonna lead us to feeling discouraged, and you wouldn't think that it would lead to burnout, but I've had moments in my life where I lacked meaning and I just felt burnt out. But it's not that physical burnout, but it's mental burnout. There's different kinds of burnout, if we're being real here. So when you're thinking about ways that different activities in your life can bring you down and to take your energy, you have to think about the different types of ways that things can negatively impact you. And when regarding work, those kinds of negative qualities in a job can truly bring you down. So not just physically doing draining work such as, you know, high intensity labor work, but also just mentally paying for it through very redundant, very lifeless work. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just, you know, the very surface level issues that come with doing that kind of work that drains you. Moving forward, our personal life can drain us. I mean, we know that our personal lives can truly drain us because there's just people who just love sucking your energy. They have nothing better to do than to make you feel like you have to do what they're doing. If you want to be their friend, then you have to do what they're doing. You have to be able to keep up with them. You have to go out every night. You have to go out every weekend. Your Friday after work, you know, you don't even have time for yourself. You have to go out with them even though you don't want to. I've definitely had moments like that in college where I wanted to do nothing but just go home, relax, and just spend time with myself. Although there's times to go out, especially when you're young, especially when you're in a phase in your life where you wanna have more excitement, there's definitely a time for that. But if you truly want to just enjoy yourself, enjoy your time, and just do your self-care, and you feel like you don't have enough time for yourself, then you need to make more time for your personal life. You need to make time and set aside time, whether that be every night or maybe even just once a week, where you just spend time, you do your nails, you do your hair, and just put that time into yourself. Because if you have friends that are draining you, whether that's, you know, actual friends or just family members who you spend a lot of time with, you're not going to have time for yourself. You're not going to consistently show up for yourself. And that's just a part of the journey. One thing that I love and that I pride myself on is that wellness is a journey. And if we don't actually stop and spend time with ourselves, get to know ourselves on this journey, then we're not going to really have time to evolve and have time to make ourselves better because we're too busy, you know, enjoying time with others rather than enjoying time with ourselves. And that's an important part of wellness because honestly, wellness is a personal journey. Everybody's on their own journey. But if you really don't actually know, like when you're out and you are, you know, socializing with people, you're partying, or you're just maybe in a phase of people pleasing, you don't realize, but that same person who's making you go out of your way and party every week or every night, they probably are going home, they're eating salad, they're taking care of themselves, they're getting their steps in, but you wouldn't know that because they do that in private. But to you, you might have that FOMO, fear of missing out, where you think that you have to keep up with people when really those same people, when they actually have time for themselves, they're enjoying that time. But you're not gonna know it because no one's gonna make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because a lot of the time people are only worried about themselves and they want to, I feel like there's this perception of people that we just think that in order to be liked, in order to be seen, you have to be able to keep up with people, but you don't have to do that. And when we show up, sometimes we try to evaluate ourselves based on other people's perception of us. And when we get into social gatherings or we go to social functions, we try to evaluate ourselves through the perception of others, but when we go home, we still might have that same weight on us where we're judging ourselves because we don't see ourselves through our own eyes. We don't see ourselves in our own light. And when we have time for ourselves, that's when you could really see your beauty and you really appreciate who you are as a person and you appreciate where you are in life, not through the eyes of others, because at the end of the day, what matters is that you like yourself, you're pouring into yourself, and nobody can take that away from you. And I know how difficult it can be to spend time with yourself. If you struggle spending time with yourself, you should just start with just once a week. Start once a week taking care of yourself, whether that's doing a face mask or doing your nails, spending time doing your hair. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can just take that time for yourself. You get to choose how much or how little you want to invest in yourself. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of self-care. That's the beauty of it all. But in the end, the goal for putting time into yourself is not just to look good, but it's also to have energy and to start to feel more energized within yourself. So if you're struggling with your self-image, your confidence, these are things that can be addressed when you start to really sit down with yourself and you start to put that energy back into yourself. And in turn, you're going to have more energy to do what you want to do, and you are going to have more life. When you're actually doing things that you want to do, you're feeling more lively, you're feeling more excited to do what you want to do, because when you are putting effort into yourself, you're going to feel more energized. You're going to feel like you can accomplish more. And that's the goal. The goal is to feel good. So you could take everything I said today, and as long as what I said makes you feel good and it's making you actually spend time with yourself, it makes you want to spend time with yourself, and it makes you want to get to know yourself and to actually overcome the difficulties and to overcome the burnout that you're facing, then I would say I did a great job. And that could potentially change your life forever once you really start to have that relationship with yourself. And of course, it takes time, but it's going to be worth it, because spending time with yourself allows you to enjoy yourself, enjoy your own time with yourself. And that's the main goal here. The main goal is to reclaim your energy, to reclaim the burnout, and to finally feel excited about life again, and to finally feel energized again. And so with that second point, I feel like I touched on that personal and social side of it, but I would definitely say that spending time with yourself does benefit yourself, and it's not for anybody but you for the most part. But the social aspect and the personal aspect definitely go hand in hand together. But going into specifically into the social aspects of managing your energy and starting to feel more energized again, you will feel like when you're actually in alignment with yourself, you're going to start to notice that you don't want to be around people that bring you down or that make you feel like you don't have time for yourself, or they're draining you and you're not enjoying time with them. You're going to start to cut those people out of your life. And I'm not saying to cut off, all the family members that make you feel negative or that you don't align with, because we're still all different, and that's something in my own life that I've accepted, that not everybody in my family is going to be in alignment with me, but I don't necessarily need to cut them off. But maybe it's just creating distance. Maybe it's just creating my own life outside of my family. Maybe it's being a part of wellness groups or being a part of communities of women that care about their wellness and that are positive. And if you're somebody that spends a lot of time with their family and you've kind of created an identity around your family and you worry about what they think, you're gonna have to branch out and find people that align with you so that you can feel more energized to have a healthy lifestyle, and you'll feel more excited to do activities that are healthy versus activities that can be destructive and draining. And I see this a lot, especially when it comes to life in the city. If you're someone that lives in the city or you know anyone in the city, you know how difficult it can be to find people that want to go into nature or that want to do things that are a little bit more adventurous. I know for myself, it's been hard to find people who want to go on hikes or who want to be in nature, because when you're in a city, there's not a lot of nature. There's not a lot of social activities that are positive. There's only, parties. There's only activities happening in the city that may not be the most healthy. And my answer to that is just to go to workout classes, find women I know there's some organizations where women go out together and they go walking. Like there's an organization, something around the name of Women Who Walk, something like that. That is a great organization to be a part of. Just being a part of people that want to do what you want to do, because the more you hang out with people that have the lifestyle you want, the more you surround yourself with people who are energized, positive, and that have good energy, the more you're going to be like them, rather than being around people who are lazy, who don't work out, or who try to enable negative behavior. I don't support that. I don't waste my time with people who are, they maybe like make fun of me for trying to lose weight. I've been through that, where I've been around people who have made fun of me for trying to lose weight. That kind of issue can really bring you down. It can really make you feel negative when you're on a journey. And it doesn't have to be a weight loss journey, but any wellness journey you're on, if you have the vulnerability to tell somebody and they make you feel bad, you probably don't want to be around that person. You want to surround yourself with people who are positive, and definitely don't waste your time with people who are negative. So I want you to take a moment and to think about that, to think about what I said so far. I'm gonna take a sip of my water because my throat is dry. And I really hope that you're able to see how these three areas work together: work life, personal life, social life. All those three things really make up who you are as a person. Of course, there's different areas of your life that matter, but these three areas, when I tell you, like, when you master and when you really start paying attention to these areas, you're gonna feel really good. Okay, so start focusing on these areas. And if you have already started focusing on these areas, I do have an activity that I want you to work on, because most of us have started working on these areas. But if you haven't, I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. I want you to start with where you are now and just start thinking about it. Start thinking about how you can do more work that feels fulfilling to you. Start thinking about how you can put more energy into yourself, and start thinking about how you can have a more healthy social life. But once you do, I do want you to take a moment. We're gonna do a quick exercise. It shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes to do this exercise, but I do want to do an energy map exercise with you. I want you to draw out this pie chart. If you can see this, on this pie chart, there's 3 areas that we talked about. We have work, personal life, social life. So I want you to draw a circle and to separate it into 3 pie slices. And in each one, you're gonna jot down at least 2 things in each one. I want you to write down, for each one, you're gonna write down 2 things that you're gonna be doing over the next week that are going to contribute to that area of your wellness. So in your work life wellness, I want you to focus on what 2 activities you're gonna do in that area that's gonna energize you and that is going to make you feel more fulfilled, energized, and fulfilled. And yes, I'm a coach, so I'm gonna make you not do heavy lifting. You know, we like to start small and be a little bit sustainable here. So you're gonna just choose 2 things. And if you have more, that's great. But you know, I want you to start with 2 things. For work, that could be 2 activities that you can do. Is you want to do work that allows you to be more creative, like maybe you want to work with your hands more at work. You want to add more color to your work. Maybe you work a lot in black and white, but maybe you want to just feel a little bit more organized. You want to feel more excited about your work, so you want to incorporate a little bit more color at work. And you want to be a little bit more iterative. You want to be a little bit more hands-on at work. Like maybe you're somebody in charge of creating ideas at work. So maybe you want to create some creative prototypes. Like maybe you're a designer. Maybe you want to create some prototypes out of Play-Doh or something. Or even if you're not a designer, you know, you want to like incorporate some sculptural aspects into your work because your work is boring. Like maybe you want to do something a little bit more fun. You want to incorporate sculpture. You want to incorporate, you know, some prototyping into your work for whatever reason. It just makes you feel happy. It makes you feel excited about your work. Like that could be, like maybe you are designing jewelry and you want to, instead of trying to just look online for different gems that you want in the bracelets that you're making in your work, maybe you want to create things out of Play-Doh, or you want to create things out of Play-Doh, create different shapes that you want to add. You know, think creatively about what you want to do. Even if you work in finance, maybe you want to create some prototypes with the spreadsheets that you're making. Maybe you want to just create like a scenario with your Play-Doh. You want to just like, let's just be really creative here. And obviously you don't have to use Play-Doh. You could think of anything else. You want to incorporate, maybe you want to do that. You want to add color to your spreadsheets. You know, maybe that's a little bit more practical with finance. But maybe you are someone that likes sculpture in your finance, so maybe you just want to create like a sculpture next to you while you work or something that just inspires you. We're just being very open-ended here. Of course, you just apply to your work. In social life, maybe you want to start sending little invites to your friends. Maybe you have a few potential friends. You want to send them an invite to go to a workout class. Maybe you're handwriting these letters, you're sending it to them in the mail, or you're sending some digital invites, designing some flyers on Canva, sending it to them, getting them engaged, sending it out so that they can want to do more workout classes or just healthier activities with you. And think of another thing for that. It could be you want to start getting your nails done with your friends. Maybe you just, start creating a Pinterest board for different nail designs that you want for yourself and that you want to go get with your friends. And in your personal life, maybe you have a different kind of hairstyle you want to try on, and that you want to, maybe it's going to make you feel excited. It's going to make you feel just more refreshed at work. Create a Pinterest board for that. Or you can go on TikTok and create some, save some videos of different outfits that you want to wear to work. Look up work life or work fashion outfits that you can find that are going to make you feel more energized at work. So there's a lot of different aspects that you can use in this pie chart. And of course, it's a little bit challenging. You saw me kind of struggle a little bit thinking about different ways to incorporate creativity or to incorporate activities that are going to energize you at work, but you kind of have to think outside the box. If you have any questions or you want me to think through some of the ideas that you have, feel free to comment them, or feel free to let me know what you're adding in your pie charts on ways you can be a little bit more creative. But it's meant to be a little bit challenging and it's meant to be reflective, so don't feel like you have to have the idea now, but really just think about it. Think about these 3 areas and think about how you're gonna just make it more energizing, how you're gonna make it a little bit more fun. Take your time, and of course it's gonna be specific to what you wanna do and to your life. And just take your time with that. And it looks like we're doing pretty good on time. So if you wanna take a moment, put that down in the comments on what different types of activities you're gonna do in your work life, your personal life, social life. I would love to know, and I would love to know how you feel about this. How do you feel about the idea of energizing yourself with new activities and introducing yourself to different activities that are going to bring you outside of your box, bring you outside of what you're used to, and to kind of make you feel a little bit outside of your comfort zone? Let me know what you're thinking. I know for me, I'm definitely excited to add more color when it comes to work and when it comes to creating spreadsheets for myself. I want to incorporate more color. I want to incorporate more personality and just kind of gamify my work a little bit more. I feel like I could gamify just my work and maybe creating like cute little to-do lists and just have fun with stationery and with planning when it comes to work. Those kind of things are really important. And I also wanted to take a moment as you're kind of thinking through those activities and those different exercises. I also wanted to invite you to another strategy that can really help you and even deepen your energy, not just mentally, but also physically. I have a program called the 30-Day Elevated Energy Reset. This program is very helpful for women who want a little bit more structure with their wellness routine and want to just feel a little bit more energized physically, not just mentally, but they want to just be a little bit more structured with their wellness goals. They want to feel more energized, structured, and just more excited about their work and their personal life. In this program is designed to help you navigate the stress, the burnout, and just the stuckness that you have in your life through wellness supplements. So You do have access to the entire system in this program. It does include a bundle of wellness products from, you know, protein shakes and different energy based supplements that are going to help you on your journey. But those are just, you know, those are just the fuel for that engine. But obviously, you are the engine, so you want to make sure that you're fueling your body and just filling your body with good ingredients so that you can do the things that you want to do. So if that program sounds good for you, that program is definitely for women who want to physically overcome burnout, want more structure, want more energy in their life, and just want to feel more energized in 30 days. And of course, once you join, you can always stay in that program. You get access to monthly coaching with that as well. So once you make that purchase with that bundle, you are going to get access to an Instagram group chat full of ladies who are also on the journey of overcoming burnout and just want more community as well. You can join that. And of course, I'll include the link to learn more about that as well. But I just wanted to introduce you to that because if you did want to deepen your efforts and to deepen that work, that inner work, and just needing more support with overcoming burnout physically, and you're just feeling actually physically tired, then this is really going to help you reset and to start feeling more energized in life. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you check that out. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your night and out of your day on whatever time you're watching this. I really appreciate you for joining me. This will be posted as a podcast that you can listen to later. I'm going to be working on that as well. And hopefully you feel like you're leaving with something from this. I do want to take a moment for us to talk about last minute affirmations. I do want us to take a moment to reflect and do those affirmations. Thinking about next week, I want us to just have a question to reflect on. And for me, the question would be, how can I feed more into myself in a way that feels good for me? How can I feel more energized when it comes to fulfilling the life that I want to fulfill? How can I do that for myself each and every day? And whether that be the smallest thing like a journal prompt or words of affirmation or taking a walk, or what small implementation can I make to just feel good, to do something that is going to make me feel good when I go throughout the day, no matter if I'm waking up and feeling tired, overwhelmed. What can I do for myself in this next week? Let me know what you think. What do you want to do in this next week? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to cut out sugar? I know it's kind of extreme, but are you going to go to bed every night drinking some green tea, or just take time to relax before you go to work? What is that for you? I want you to think about that, like either comment or think about that for the next week. And an affirmation that I want you to take with you after listening to this session is, I am in control of my life and I am allowed to overcome challenge in a calm way. That was good. I need to say that again. I am allowed, and I won't say it exactly because I don't remember exactly what I said. I am allowed to overcome extreme challenges in a calm way without feeling overwhelmed. I am calm and I am able to overcome complex challenges without feeling overwhelmed. And I want you to repeat that to yourself. Even if it's just saying, I am calm. I am calm. And just know that you're calm. You don't have to be overwhelmed by things that are kind of complex. Because you have it in you. You have it in you to overcome anything that might feel a little bit overwhelming. Because you have the tools already in you. And if you need any support, I'm here for you. I offer the 30-day Elevated Energy Reset program. I also offer one-on-one coaching. So if you do need more support, you can do that. And as you're booking future Her Work-Life Wellness sessions, I also have an option for an exclusive ticket where you can get even deeper moments to reflect and to work through different challenges regarding burnout in your life. We can work on that one-on-one. All you have to do is get your ticket for that, and then I'll reach out to set up a time with you to have that strategy call with you. That's a great way to work with me if you want to get started right away and the message that I talked about really resonate with you. So that's an option. And I do want to thank you for watching this video and for just being here with me, because this is just the beginning. I'm so excited to help women who are just as ambitious as I am and who just crave more balance in your life, and you feel like you want to achieve that work-life balance and you see that as something that's within reach, but you're just needing that community, you're just needing that support. I'm with you, I understand. And in a world where people feel like work-life balance isn't achievable, or we have to work for the rest of our lives without getting what we want out of life, that's not true. We can still be highly successful, be highly ambitious, and still be successful while putting wellness as a priority. We don't have to suffer to be successful. So if this resonated with you, I'm so excited to have you a part of this community. You can go to my website, subscribe, and join the community to receive updates and to just stay updated with this community. You can also follow me at The Stephanie Booker on Instagram. My website is thestephaniebooker.com. I am getting married, so my last name is gonna change, but for now, that's what it is. And I'm just excited. I really had fun. I really hope you had a good time. Let me know what you thought of this, and I would love any feedback on these sessions. Like, this is the first one, and it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna go up from here. So I really appreciate you for watching, and I'm so excited for your journey. I am going to be your wellness partner on this journey, and I'm excited for you to be here. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know how I can help, how I can support you on your journey, and I look forward to this next session of Her Work-Life Wellness Sessions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be here if you have any questions. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit longer. I know this was a little bit quick. I put a little timeline on here for how long I want it to be, but you know, sometimes messages happen a little bit quicker, and I'm kind of just here thinking about how I can evolve, because as I grow this brand, I'm just excited to just learn from the community and what you want to hear. So I definitely am thinking about the next topic. Because this is just getting started, I'm still doing a lot of technical things. So if you're a new supporter, or whether you've been here for me for a longer time period, I really want to hear from you, what topics you want to hear, And I'm genuinely open to any topics regarding work-life balance for ambitious women. You know, in whatever industry you're in, we all struggle with similar things. So I'm just here, and I'm here just to soak it all in and just to be on this journey, because there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to grow. Especially as a new business owner, I'm just open, I'm flexible, and I'm just excited. I'm excited for this journey. And I'm just kind of hanging out here. Gonna answer some questions. I do want everyone to know, if you're joining live, that you can always ask any questions in this live video, and I will be sure to answer them in the next video. I just thought about this as I was preparing for this session, but I thought that that would be a great way to be engaging and still follow up on those questions, to receive your questions in this video and to follow up on those questions in the next session. So let me know what questions you have. I'm excited to answer those. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye for now.